All right, welcome back to the Between Two Balls podcast. It is May 12th, 2024, joined as always by the resident Padre fan, Derek, and the third place Red Sox fan, Logan. You may be noticing we're missing one of our hosts, Luke. I heard he has something to take care of, so he will not be here today. Hope to see him back on the pod next week. So, busy day in MLB. I guess we'll start with the Padres coming off their series win of the Dodgers. We'll go to Derek on that. Thoughts?
Yeah, for some reason we're doing good against them this year. Don't know why.
I
But
would be surprised too, because your team's
I mean
pretty.
last year we kept losing to terrible teams. I think we lost the season series versus the Rockies, or it was near 500.
Speaking of
But
the
then,
Rockies, you see they swept the Rangers.
yeah, was it Coors or no?
I think it was Coors. Yeah.
So.
I mean, it does. It really shouldn't matter where they play.
Yeah.
You get swept by
Yeah.
the Rockies. I'd be canceling the season personally.
Yeah, I don't know. I saw that the Dodgers fans basically took over Petco Park this weekend.
Yes, people are saying there was as someone who lives in San Diego, it was a sad sight to see all the Dodger fans marching downtown. Derek, I don't
That's
know.
fake news. That's some kind of club. You can find them on Twitter. I don't even know what their name is.
Well, the club was it looked like a couple hundred strong, so that's not a club. That's an organization.
Boosting the local economy.
So what's your okay? Derek sipping. Is that to the Dodgers or to the Padres?
To the Padres.
I don't know. It's not good when you got an opposing fan base taking over your stadium.
That's fake news.
I mean, on that video, who was it? Teoscar that hit the grand slam yesterday?
Yeah, I think it was.
Yeah, I wanted that guy in a Red Sox uniform bad. But I don't know, man. It looked like Dodger Stadium South.
I mean, that's not a good look, but I just want to shout out someone real quick. A lot of people get the Padres shit about their Juan Soto trade, that they got absolutely fleeced, like bent over, some would say. Not me, though. Because Michael King, 12 strikeouts, Derek? He was looking spectacular. And it's good to see a guy like that get traded for such a generational player finally break out. And it was good to see a swingman finally look like he's going to be a starter. Maybe a serviceable. I don't know how good he'll be. But, hey, they got something out of it.
Yeah, hopefully Johnny Burrito fixes his mechanics. I don't like his over the head throwing motion. He's too wild with that.
Well, apparently that's where his changeup deception comes from. So if you change his mechanics, I don't know if you'd be messing with his best pitch.
You know,
King has a three-quarter.
It's always good to get guys that you have to fix for a guy like Juan Soto. You know, it's always
And not
a really
just
good idea
fix.
to do.
And if you fix him, he's a good bullpen guy.
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
all they gave up was Juan Soto. You know, he's all right.
surely they
Is that
got,
a team
maybe
player?
one of the Yankee top prospects.
Not a team player. We're doing better without him.
I don't give a fuck if he's a team player. If he's
Would probably be
hitting,
worth it.
you know who was a team player? Harrison Bader. And that guy fucking sucks. Okay? I want more selfish players on the Yankees. No offense, Harrison Bader. He's a fan of the pod. I was chatting with him the other day. I told him it's not personal. So, shout out Harrison.
But you do have to realize that it's just like Juan Soto was a guy that came up through their system for the Padres. They didn't give up any top prospects or anything for him. Surely they didn't give up a really good young shortstop, young arm with a lot of talent, maybe taken third overall, or maybe even a guy that's 6'7" and hits tanks. That's just AAA about to come up. I mean, if
I
they
know a
did
guy
that,
like that.
if they did that, then obviously you could see the problem with the trade. But since Soto, they didn't do all that, so.
He's like Derek's taking notes over there. I'm surprised he hasn't brought up the only stat he's sent in about Luis Arias is his late and close situation stats. He loves to mention that.
He's a great fit.
I mean, why not? Let's just see how many infielders you guys can get on that team and see where it takes you.
Surely you can move off Bogey soon.
Mm-hmm. I mean, what does he have? Year or two left on that deal?
Who?
Well, I think
Bogarts?
that's enough Padre.
Right?
Enough Padre bashing. Let's go to the Red Sox. Big series against the Nationals in Fenway Park. Thoughts?
Today's game was wacky. It was really wild. Gore actually did start for them. It was a really weird game. You had Robles running into outs on the bases, dropping fly balls. If I'm being honest, it wasn't a great game for the Sox, but you'll take the win no matter how it comes. But when it comes to the series, I mean, taking 2 out of 3, the Nationals, usually you think of them as a bad team, but they're actually not that bad this year so far. So, I mean, to take 2 out of 3, I mean, we're not throwing a parade, but it was a good series. Good series it was.
I hope not, because you're in third. But
I mean,
yeah, it's a good series for you guys.
Third place
Bit
in
of a soft
May.
schedule if I do say so myself.
We
Atlanta.
we actually had one of the toughest strength of schedules. I saw.
No.
What first place teams?
I mean,
Braves.
The Braves, yeah. We played
2
the
games.
Orioles.
So what's your big take?
We beat the powerhouse Athletics. We swept them. So, a lot of
What's your big
wins.
takeaway from the series? Any concerns?
The offense. I've had that concern the whole year.
Not great.
The pitching continues to just do what it does. I mean, I have no complaints on that end. Chris Martin looking better. Kenley Jansen went all 3 games, by the way. He pitched in 3 straight games, which he had pitched in like maybe 2 in the past month, it felt like. So, 1, that was good to see. I also didn't feel very comfortable with it, but it worked out, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Bullpen
Apparently,
looking a little better.
Dodgers should be good.
He'd be good for the Dodgers.
Right now, their bullpen is terrible because they have a ton of hard throwers, and they're all getting injured.
Yeah. I mean, during the off season, people were rumored to. There's rumors that Kenley would be back to LA. I know a lot of Sox fans wanted Gavin Stone, whether they had to eat Kenley's contract out of prospect. That would have been nice to see, but I mean, he's doing okay, so can't really complain too much. But the offense is the main concern going forward. Trying to steady the ship until Cassis gets back. It's one of the big problems we're having. What? Go ahead. I see you smiling over there. Go. What do you want to say, man? Say it.
Just saying, if you're counting on Tristan Casas to save your season, brother, it might be over.
Oh my God. I mean, he would be probably your third best hitter. That's being generous.
I disagree with that entirely.
Okay.
Tristan Casas has improved.
Who is better on the Yankees besides Judge? Who? That's being generous this season.
That's being generous?
This season?
Right now his slump is his career. His slump right now is Casas' career OPS.
Okay, well, he's also 31.
No, okay, so here come the excuses.
Well, I'm not even making an excuse. I literally just said that besides Judge and Soto. So who else?
See, it's hard to have conversations like this because you have to think of offense as more than just an individual thing.
Oh, okay. So, see, now you're shifting the goalposts like always.
No, I'm not. Because Tristan Casas is a first baseman. He's supposed to slug.
Okay, what does that do? I'm talking about offense.
He is not as a generational player. He's not that guy. An 850 OPS bat's not going to save the Red Sox lineup.
Okay,
it's not.
It's not about also, I have a strong feeling he would be way above an 850 OPS by the end of the year.
Way above, sure.
I believe he'll be in the 900s. I mean, I don't know. He had like 1,000 OPS the second half last year.
If he does that, sure. Okay. Touche. I mean, but we don't know if he's swinging and breaking ribs.
Okay, I mean,
I
sure. I mean, it's not
I think the Yankees should let Soto walk to be able to get some more talent.
Yeah, you're
because
saying
right now, I mean, you have Grisham, 0.69 average. You need to fill out that roster.
It's a good point by Derek because you said that it's.
I'm not going to take roster advice from a team that employs Tyler Wade. Okay, so how about you pipe down over there and don't talk to me about Trent Grisham.
He's been solid actually, even though I hate him.
No, but Derek's right though. You said you can't think of offense so individualistic.
You can look at the Dodgers.
The Yankee offense is very good. Yankee offense
the Dodgers have the line batting like 200 on the year compared to their first 4 or 5. I think it's over 300 their batting average combined. So there's the experiment right there, having some extremely expensive guys in the top half and trying to fill out the lineup.
So is that exactly what the Dodger offense is in first place?
If they find Soto, that's how the Yankees will be constricted also.
A first place team?
I mean,
I don't get what you're saying that the Dodgers is here.
They're losing turf. I mean, we'll see what happens, but the Dodgers have been disappointing.
Disappointing? They're tied for the second best record in baseball by a game.
I mean, we'll see what happens, but I think they've been disappointing.
And well, that's an interesting opinion. But since we talked about the Red Sox and Padres series, I guess I should cover the Yankee one. Down in Tampa, Xander was down there, missed those games, no big deal. But, the house of horrors for the Yankees has always been Tampa. They took 2 out of 3. Lineups on fire. We got the best catching tandem in baseball. Judge is back, even though all the haters were saying he was washed. I can name names like who said that, but he's up here. Soto.
I think you meant to point to me, but you're also pointing to Derek, just so you know.
No, well, on my screen I'm pointing to you. So.
Well, that's not what they'll see, so you might want to point.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, I was calling you out.
Okay, well, good. So make sure you get that right.
I'll just say that. Soto had a down series, didn't matter. 1, 2 out of 3. Luis Gil is establishing himself as one of the best starters, not only in the division, but in all of baseball. His brother, he was throwing 94 mile per hour changeups, 99 fastball with some of the best rise in all of baseball. Jose Trevino channeled Barry Bonds today, 2 bombs. So my takeaway is that this team can only get better.
Really? That's all they can do?
Yeah.
No other scenarios. Okay.
And they can DFA Caleb Ferguson, who's not a fan of the show. Thank God, because he fucking sucks. But other than that, we're getting Dominguez back, Cole, with the ounce of good luck and health. Team can only get better. I got a bold take.
Yeah, go ahead.
I think the Yankees end up winning the division, as well as having the best overall record in all of the AL.
It's not like insanely bold, but sure, I guess.
Thank you. I just wanted to see how you would respond to that.
Oh, I don't think that will happen.
But it's not exactly bold, so you could see it happening.
Well, I mean, they have the second or third best record in the AL right now?
Second in all of baseball, actually. Most wins in the AL, actually. So.
Really?
Yeah. If you want to check that. Yeah, if you want to check that, go ahead.
Well, they can do that. But you have a me first guy, Juan Soto, plus Judge is not that guy anymore. Mm-hmm. It's Juan Soto's team, so Judge might start feeling a little jealous because Soto is that guy now. I don't know.
It is one I do. I'm not going to disrespect the captain, but it is starting to look like Juan Soto's taking a stranglehold of that clubhouse.
Yeah,
And
that's
I
what
don't
I'm
know if
saying.
I don't know if it was by force or what happened, but something went down in that locker room.
They do not have the second best record in the league, by the way.
They're tied for the second best record, or most wins. I mean,
There you go. There you go.
okay, you got me on a technicality. There you go, buddy.
I just don't want you to lie to the
Yeah.
listeners, you know? I don't want.
Who has the most wins in the AL?
Does that matter?
Do wins matter?
No,
Nice
no,
question.
no. I didn't say do wins matter.
Well, that's literally what you just asked. I asked who had the most wins, and you said, "Does that matter?"
Well, surely those, the team that's in first, or the team that has the most wins is in first place, right? They have to be.
Well, it's a matter of games played and a couple other technicalities.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. No. Okay, cool.
But the O's lost today.
They did. D-backs.
Yeah, so shout out Diamondbacks. I know Derek's not a fan of them, but I'll take it what I can get. So since today's Mother's Day, shout out to all the moms across baseball, especially
out.
Christian Yelich's mom. Very happy to see that.
It's a really good one.
No. All right. So I had a little pull to the side about something. Anyways, but take it away, Logan, about what we were talking about earlier. Did you do any research?
I did not, honestly. I know Yelich is a great son with a great mom. A really good one.
I would like to see her more at the games. Maybe get her on the pod.
Yeah, I'd love to get
See
her
what
on
she's
the
up
pod.
to. Maybe we can text Christian and make that happen.
Yeah, I could reach out to him, see what's going on, see when they have some time.
Yeah. Or whatever you can do to make that work. Maybe
Yeah.
we get Devers on the podcast too. I know he's busy, keeping up his protein goals, but perhaps he can squeeze in some time here and there.
Okay. Yeah.
All right. So, hey, fair enough.
Is your little side panel, is that done? Are you good to go now?
Yeah, that's done.
Okay.
I was my dinner reservations. I had to go. I'm taking my mom out because I'm a good son.
Okay.
Yeah. But, so I believe earlier, me and Logan were having an interesting conversation, Derek, that maybe you'd want to chime in about. We were talking about thinking, who is the one player on your team that is deserving to be an all-star, but that you believe will not get it because of whether it's media attention or being overshadowed by someone else, but someone that's like, that scrappy gym rat that just won't get the credit he deserves.
I don't know, because usually Tatis gets a lot of votes just because he's popular. So I wouldn't say him for that, because he kind of benefits from it.
We need to have a conversation about Tatis.
He's kind of just been
I'm not
the same all year.
Bad player, but I don't
he hasn't
know, man.
dipped below,
He doesn't look like the old Tatis. I don't want to say it was the roids, but it's something you do have to start looking at.
Is his legacy already tarnished?
He hasn't even slumped at all, so I'm not really worried. He hasn't had any terrible weeks or months. Let's see. Yeah, he's batting .321 last 7 games. 9 hits for 28. Past 30 games, pretty average. Or below average. 246 average. 29 for 118. We'll see what he does. I'm not worried about him, though.
So, no one that's flying under the radar for your team that you think should be an all-star looked at?
Campy. Luis Campusano.
Really? How's he been doing?
He's 745 OPS. Pretty solid for a catcher. 274 average. he doesn't strike out a lot. Only 17 and 124 at bats. So he's got that low, like 10 to 15% strikeout, and he's got some power. So I
I
think
probably hit a home run off glass now. So yeah.
yeah, he did. So I think he'll be one of the better catchers in the NL, but I don't know if he can get that All-Star nod.
That's fair, especially with like Will Smith. I don't. I'm trying to think of other catchers in the NL, but Will Smith will definitely get in.
Contreras is.
Yeah, both of them until Contreras was brutally assaulted by JD Martinez.
What a thug.
I mean, that's just insane. The couple days prior, he's bleeding from the head by Ian Happ. Then he goes back out like a real trooper, and then JD Martinez is like, you know what? I'm going to finish the job. And basically kills the guy. I mean, what's up? What pairs up to Contreras? That was pretty brutal. But I guess we should move on to Logan. Logan, any sleepers?
I'm gonna stick with the catcher position for the Sox. Connor Wong should be the AL starting catcher.
That is a take.
He should be, as of now.
Unless something goes wrong.
Yeah. I mean, dude, you look at the stats. He's hitting 360 right now.
That's definitely not Fugazi.
I mean, even if it is, it's still like that's just what it is. He has a 966 OPS. Adley has been good, but he hasn't been as good. But I mean, you do have to consider that Wong hasn't played as much as Adley has. But even if they did, even if the stats were what they are, even through a longer period, I mean, Adley's gonna get the nomination just because he's a big name.
Have you guys seen Adley Rushman's Baseball Savant page?
No.
I haven't looked at it recently. No.
It's blurry.
Oh, 1 second. Let me tell me what you guys think of when you see this. What does this look like? Does that look good to you?
He can run.
Kind of looks like the North Pole.
Really? A lot of blue, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not very good. Well, because fun fact, Logan, that's not Adley Rushman. That's Connor Wong.
I mean, expected stats are expected stats. But
well, I mean, it does look like we should put that on a T-shirt. Looks like the North Pole.
But also, like I said, I did say it was a smaller sample, and I did say that's what we're at right now. So
fair enough, but
we do have to see how it goes, and I did. That's why I mentioned the sample size with Adley, that he has a bigger sample. But yeah, the stats are what they are.
I agree.
You know. Do you have Adley's?
I could definitely get back to you, but do you have another one? I'm pulling it up right now.
For the Sox or just in general?
Yeah, or the Sox, whatever you're feeling, man. I don't know. Yeah.
I mean, for the Sox, you're hoping Devers is there. AL's the third baseman looked kind of weak.
This is Adley's, by the way. The only thing that's low is his bat speed.
He can block.
So, but everything else looks pretty impressive. He has been chasing, and he doesn't walk as much as he might have done prior, but it looks pretty good.
But I mean, that is also why Baseball Savant isn't everything.
Yeah, of course now, but I mean, Baseball Savant's a good tool just to get like a snapshot.
I don't think Connor Wong is better than Adley Rushman. I'm just talking about for this year.
Yeah.
Through, what is it, less than 2 months?
Well, how many at-bats has it been for everyone? It's like pushing 200, isn't it?
167 for Adley, and then Connor has 91. That's why I was saying about
only 91.
Yeah, because Reese McGuire was getting a lot of the early at bats. But
the masturbator.
All right. Anyways.
Well, it's true. You can look it up.
Anyways. Yeah, that's why. But that's why I mentioned if it holds right now. But
oh my god. My sources are saying Tatis has a 302 expected batting average. He's over 80 on pretty much every batting stat. Batting average, slugging, weighted on base, bat speed, barrel percent, hard hit percent. Batting run value 76. So he's getting pretty unlucky.
Yeah, we'll see if that straightens out through the season. But Logan, I don't think you said the other person you may have been thinking of.
I mean, Tanner, Houck, and Crawford should both be all-stars, but they probably won't be. I'm guessing one of them will maybe get the nod.
Which one do you think's more deserving?
So far, well, I think Tanner should be more deserving, and I think he also is getting more of the national recognition.
Is he still being shopped around by Craig? Because I know Chaim was shopping him.
No, that is now over.
You can add him for Hustle Kim.
Maybe Cuck will come to the Padres for half a season of Kim. The All-Star break.
Well, yeah, I don't think so, man. So, AJ probably should have done another, and made that trade. Would have been a good one for you guys, but he didn't. So, but yeah,
I don't know.
Houck's been going deeper into games this year. He had a complete game, which is after that is when he started getting a lot of recognition from the national media. So, I think that's a big reason why he might maybe get the nod.
I don't know.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll give my take. I said when you're the number one bullpen in baseball, it's easy to get overshadowed because there's so many good arms in the Yankee pen, but none bigger than Luke Weaver. This is a man who was, I mean, I don't think words can describe how terrible he was last year. And now I think his ERA is under a 1.7. He goes multiple innings. He has filled in perfectly for the Michael King role. It's almost impressive how the Yankees have turned into another Michael King. Maybe we'll trade him for another generational player to the Padres. Maybe for Tatis, I don't know, in the future. So I think that's definitely one. Another one I would say it's kind of hard to tell because the Yankees, I just don't think the Yankees have had enough production from one certain player besides the big ones. I think it's just been even. But I think Luis Gil to not only be an all-star selection, but should be the starting for the AL in the all-star game.
I am surprised that their rotation isn't horrible this year with Cole out. Yankees.
Yeah, it's impressive. I mean, the rotation's been one of the best in baseball. I believe it still ranks in the top 5. It may have dropped because of Nestor Stinker
We'll see
a couple days ago. Well, 100%, I agree. But, Brian Cashman's got a lot of tools in his bag. I mean, the deadline, I expect an aggressive Brian Cashman. And if everything goes right with Cole, I fully expect that the Yankee rotation, if Luis Gil goes back to the bullpen, that'd be the stupidest move the Yankees make. It should be a Cole, Gil, Rodon 1, 2, 3, because I think the Yankees will put Rodon into the rotation no matter what, just because of what they're paying him. But that 3, I'd feel really good going into a playoff game or series with Schmidt moving to the pen, as well as Nestor. I think we'll see them eventually. Logan's looks like he's having some technical difficulties. His mic is muted.
You think they'll make any trades soon?
The Yankees? Yeah. I mean, I really don't see the need right now, unless, obviously if something comes up. I mean, I think Brian Cashman will jump at it, but I think right now they're playing the long game. They're being very careful with Cole they're being very careful with Dominguez, and I think, like, God forbid something happens, I think they could be aggressive because I think they know this year with Glaber being an expiring contract, Soto being an expiring contract, that they really have to go for it. But if the rehab goes well, I fully expect Brian Cashman to go after bullpen arms instead of rotation, especially if Heel, Rodon, Schmidt continue doing what they're doing. You don't really need to go get guys.
For prospects?
Huh?
For prospects, trade for some bullpen? Or try to give up some guys like Grisham or something?
I mean, I could totally see them moving Grisham at the deadline, especially if Dominguez's rehab goes well. Yeah, no one wants him, but like he's still got some. I mean, obviously he hasn't had regular playing time, so it's kind of unfair to grade him. He plays like once a week, then he gets pulled almost all the time when he does play.
Oswald's.
I mean, third base is definitely a weak spot, but look at the third basemen in the league. How many of them really jump off the page for you? I can't really think of many.
Guy in Boston.
Doesn't he play DH?
No. And he actually hasn't
Where's
been that bad.
LeMahieu?
LeMahieu is. I totally forgot that guy even exists. As far as I'm concerned, he doesn't. He went into a rehab game and then left in the second inning because his foot was obviously not feeling well. But we're getting Scott Efros back. It was a big trade when we traded for him. We gave up Hayden Wesneski. I'm going to say you pronounce his name. He's on the Cubs. He's pretty good right now. And he was expected to be a big part of the bullpen, but unfortunately had Tommy John. So if he comes back and is as advertised, I think the Yankees would benefit from really going down and getting a shutdown guy. Mason Miller would be a pipe dream because they are listening on offers, but I'm not comfortable giving up anything close. Huh? No, that's what I'm saying. I would never trade any of the Yankee top prospects for Miller, as exciting as that would be. Because if you get...
I would never get those hard-throwing pitchers like to long deals.
No, definitely not. You have to get them when they're young.
And throw them till their arm falls off and let them hit free agency.
But it's like, this was the same thing, is that with the Yankees' ability to turn shitty pitchers, or not shitty pitchers, but pitchers that have been underutilized and turn them into serviceable, and not even serviceable, but, you know, sometimes elite arms like Clay Holmes, Luke Weaver, Michael King. They've done it, Ian Hamilton. I fully expect the Yankees to take some flyers. That will be cheap. And we'll see if they pan out. But for the most part, I trust the Yankees when it comes to bullpen. What do you think, Derek? You think the Padres are going to make a trade? Another one? I don't know what you guys have to trade at this point.
Yeah, probably. I think Preller thinks his job's on the line, which causes him to make even more trades.
Like he has nothing to lose, so why not, right?
Yeah. I don't know what we're going to get, but it's always something unexpected.
You guys are
Well,
probably...
I think Go ahead.
After you.
Oh, go ahead.
Anyways, what I was saying before I was rudely interrupted was Preller is probably either going to trade Salas this year or have him up at the deadline.
Have him up?
Yeah, because that's what they do. That's what they do.
Was he like 17 or something?
Yeah, they had him at Double-A at like 12 years old. So
that was just to end the season because the short season A was ending. So he got called up to Double-A and then started back in Single-A at the beginning of this year.
He shouldn't he should just be in Low A. Is that where he is now? Did they finally put him back?
I think he's in high when I was looking at prop line or pipeline.
I don't think he's been very good, so feels like they're definitely rushing him, especially for a catcher, because those guys usually they take a bit to develop. I mean, what's Adley?
Well, he was in college too, so I mean it's a little unfair to compare him to Adley.
But I'm just saying, for most catchers,
yeah,
he was patient with Campy.
You think they'll move him out of the catcher?
What?
You think they'll move him out of catcher?
They should.
I mean, I'm not too knowledgeable on Salas, but is it supposed to be his hit tool, or is it just because he's like an athletic freak at catcher?
think it's
I
supposed
think
to be both.
he's a good catcher.
Because like for Bryce Harper and Schwarber were both catchers, and then they transitioned him to the outfield. So if his bat ever does come along like that, he probably would benefit. I'm sure he could be a serviceable outfielder, and you could speed up his development.
I think a lot of it's because he's just good at catching. Like he was catching in spring training, MLB years, and he looked, already good behind the plate at like 17. So that's probably one of the reasons why he's ranked so high.
Oh, I'm just gonna say I think Ethan Salas what's his name on the A's that we were just talking about.
Miller.
Well, what's his first name?
Mason.
I was gonna say Bobby, but Mason. That just screams AJ Preller.
Yeah.
Like I'm fully expecting to wake up one day and see Ethan Salas for Mason Miller, and I fully expect everyone to be like, "Oh, that's a great deal." We just, but and then on the Padres, it just seems like they're selling their soul for the AJ Preller years.
I remember I was surprised by the Josh Hader trade. Like there was no talks at all, and suddenly we just had him.
I mean, where were the talks for Arias? It literally just was a Passan bomb, wasn't it? Like I know they were like listing the offers, but it literally just came out of nowhere.
We had to get rid of Estuary Ruiz for the Hader. That was the main prospect.
That was Preller's best trade, in my opinion.
I don't get why you guys keep making these trades and then you just get rid of the players like a year or half a year later. Like you don't keep what you're building. He just like tries to build something new every year.
I don't know. Ideally, we were supposed to win the World Series, but yeah.
And what's so crazy is if the Padres were just patient, their team right now would be so unbelievable, stacked. But it's just I get it because the owner, I'm sure it wasn't just only Preller. I'm sure Preller had some influence, but it was definitely Seigler. He knowing he didn't have a lot of time left, didn't know he couldn't wait for the prospects to develop. So it's kind of a catch-22 for the Padre fans. They had a lot of fun. I imagine trading for Soto was as fun for me as it was for them. Hader, obviously a big trade. But imagine what their team would look like right now if you had, C.J. Abrams at short. You had Tatis and right. You had no Bogarts. You got James Wood going to patrol center. Jackson Merrill, I don't know, could be in left or something, or maybe they flip-flop it. Josh Naylor at first. The team would be pretty impressive. So I don't know how you feel about that as a Padre fan.
Naylor right now and Abrams. Those are the two guys who we have.
I think there's a lot of guys you could talk about like that for the Padres, but I think it's really just a Soto trade. That was the one where they kind of pushed it all in for that year, and then they just got rid of him for Bogarts the next year. Or 2 years.
That signing just will never make any sense. But
it didn't make sense at the time. It doesn't make sense now. It won't make sense in the future. I didn't feel comfortable giving Bogarts 7 years. And then I see they gave him 11. I was like, I remember seeing that on my phone. I was like, I'm not even mad. I don't know.
No, I think it was last year when the Padres went crazy when it came to signings. They gave Yu Darvish an extension, they gave Cronenworth an extension, and these guys are. The Cronenworth one in particular made no sense because he was already locked up for a couple more ARB years anyway, and they gave him a 6-year extension on top of 2 years. I mean, it's just unnecessary. That part doesn't make sense from a Seigler perspective, because what does he gain from that? You know what I mean? Whose idea was that?
What about the Darvish extension? How many years was that?
Yu Darvish's?
Because I feel like it was. It's still.
I think it takes him until he's 42 or something. He's gonna be in his 40s.
Why do the Padres do that? I feel like Darvish is the type of guy. I think he's comfortable in San Diego. I feel like he'd be okay with going year to year, and just going back to the Padres every year. It just seems unnecessary to give people these deals. And dude, honestly, I mean, you saw the Padres offered, what was it, 14 years to Judge or whatever?
Yeah,
I mean,
something crazy.
like, it wasn't that enticing of a deal for Judge, obviously, because it wasn't like the total money wasn't hugely different from the Yankees offer, I'm pretty sure, right? It was like,
No, it was about. I think if I'm correct, it was like $30 to $40 million more total, but for
Which-
3 less years, so
which
not
is
really.
a lot, but like,
Yeah, but for 3 more years, so it's
Yeah.
the AAV's less.
yeah, but like, and then they pivot to Bogarts out of nowhere. Like, I feel like they'd be in a better position if they literally gave Judge 550 and made it that much more enticing for him to like actually consider leaving. Like,
Yeah.
what would be better, Judge on a 10-50 or 550 deal right now, or them with Bogarts in his deal?
Because at least you know what you were getting for Judge.
Yeah, like
You know,
the production
you know that he
you're
was
getting
gonna be a
versus the
little
money
older.
you're spending is better with that Judge deal. If
Yeah,
they
baseball
went to that.
contracts are never going to end well.
Yeah.
So you might as well get the bang for your buck when you know you're going to get the production.
Well, the
And with
problem
Bogarts,
is,
The AAV strategy, keeping it low, is actually gonna work fine though, because nobody even makes $30 million in a year until
yeah,
dude,
Machado in
Bogarts,
2027.
you're getting close to the territory with Bogarts where it's getting close to DFA territory.
No, it's not.
Dude, he has like a 500 OPS.
I mean, it's like 166 at bats.
I mean, it's
I'm just saying it's not looking good when a guy has to go in for cortisone shots.
dude, he's been getting those
And-
since 2019.
That's what I mean. And like that's not going to magically get better.
No,
He'll
it's
be
just gonna
fine.
get
I mean,
worse.
Like, for example, right now, Tyler Wade is outperforming Bogarts. Like, I don't think Tyler Wade's actually better than Xander Bogarts, obviously.
I don't know anymore.
Like I understand it's Xander Bogarts, but what did the underlying stats say? Like, is he hitting the ball
No.
hard still?
No, his
Is like
exit velocity has gone down every single year since 2021, I believe.
that's what I mean. Like I understand he was a great player, but I honestly thought when they signed him, of course I thought the deal was going to end bad, but I did think he was going to be 280, 300 hitter.
I didn't think it was gonna get
20-ish
this
home
bad
run.
this quick,
No,
but
But-
it has.
that's
He was 285 last year.
no. He had a good season last year. I mean, I think Padre fans would be happy with that.
Hold on, let me actually check what it was, because
I think there's an overreaction.
there's definitely not.
What is the pulse of the Padre fan base right now?
What?
Where are they feeling the pulse of the Padre fans?
For Bogarts?
Yeah, like are they turning on him? Like, what's the concern level right now? Just like general.
Yeah, he's annoying when he's slumping, but we don't hate him like we hated Hosmer.
No, because Bogarts is a great guy.
Yeah, like
I'm sorry.
And he
the
doesn't-
media,
he
you
doesn't-
know.
He doesn't
Normally.
say things that like, and if you watch him on the field, like, I don't know.
Great guys don't mean anything to me in baseball.
No, yeah, I get that, but
Yeah, like if you're getting paid that much, you better fucking hit. Like Stanton's always saying the right thing, but when he was slumping last year, man, he was on my shit list. So it's all about production.
But like for the Padres contracts, I mean, it's really not that much locked up because of the AAV each year. Like it's a lot in total, but
Yeah, but it's just a problem that you're going to be paying it for so long.
struggling with cap. Like they're not debilitating. It's
The
just
Yankees-
mainly Tatis gonna make over 30 million by like 2027, and by then, like I think some of our contracts start ending, like Darvish, Musgrove, Cronenworth by then, and so we'll only have really 2 big contracts, and then Bogarts at like 24 or whatever.
I mean, I fully expect the Yankee team next year to look completely different than it does right now. I think I
So
fully
no
expect them.
Soto.
Well, I'm going to talk. I know you guys probably, you're going to go somewhere else, but I'm going to operate under the assumption know his worth and we'll do everything in our power to keep him. So let's say he gets a mega deal. Let's say 50. It probably let's say 50 million a year. And so the Yankee contracts will be tied to basically 3 players. So I fully expect Spencer Jones. Volpe right now might be one of the most prized commodities in all of baseball. Again, no, I was talking about him as an asset. He won a Gold Glove his first year, one of the best defenders at the position, while only improving with the bat. And the Yankees have him for another 5 or 4 years at league minimum. Dominguez for 6, Jones hopefully for 6. So they're going to be running a lot of rookies out next year. So this year might be the year, unless these prospects pan out fast. Because if they're going to sign Soto, they're going to have to rely on their farm to fill in the holes. Rizzo will be gone. Verdugo will be gone. I forget who else is in expiring contract, but it'll be a lot of rookies for the Yankees in 25.
Sorry, my computer was being kind of dumb, but when regarding Bogaerts, you saying he had a good season last year, from May 1st to September 1st, he hit 244 with a 308 on base, a 356 slugging, and an 87 WRC plus. That's basically entire season.
So if you just take out every good thing he did, he was bad?
No, dude, that's almost the entire season.
But he must have been so when was he just dominant? Because his final stats were pretty good.
He was dominant for the first week and a half, and then I think in September he had a good month.
Well, he finished good.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
He had a good record at the end.
A month and a half is not a good season. I'm sorry.
Well, that would give me hope. If you said it was just the beginning and then he completely fell off towards the end of the season, that would be concerning. But the fact that he had a good month towards the end at least would give me some hope as a Padre fan. Whether that's Cope or not, I don't know. But
I don't know. 600 OPS for 87 WRC plus for almost the entire season is not something I would be thrilled about.
No, but it shows that he can. I mean, I'm talking about if you're looking for a positive, at least he did something at the end. That's all I could think.
Maybe the cortisone shot just hit at the end.
If I was a Padre fan, I'd be screaming for him to get drugged up. You got to numb that wrist, man. I don't care what it takes.
Wrist is gonna fall off, dude.
It can fall off, but they need to get some production out of him because right now it's. Not looking.
I'm fine if his role is, a singles hitter, second baseman. It's a lot of money for that, but again, the contract isn't gonna be huge. 25 is kind of a lot. It's not gonna prevent us from signing anyone.
Well, especially for a second baseman.
His expected batting average is 257 right now, and he was just doing horrible.
Is it gonna prevent you from signing someone? I
think we have 20 mil below the whatever it is.
Well, you guys said
the first luxury tax.
Pretty sure you guys said you're not going above 200.
Yeah, we're resetting it this year, and then
that's what the smart teams do.
I don't think the Padres are going to be a spender anymore.
Well, not this free agency. I don't think the players are that good.
I think you saying not being a spender is a little. I don't think they're going to be like what they were under Seidler, but I never expect them to go back to the pre-Seidler days. I expect them to be roughly around 200.
We don't want to give them $10 million a year.
Yeah, something stupid like that. I think they'll still be.
Well, I'm just saying. I think $25 million a year for a player that is either not going to be playing well for you or might not even be playing for you at all soon is something that could definitely. Honestly, I don't care who you are as a team. If you're paying $25 million for a player that's either not playing for you or is really bad, that does hinder your team's.
I don't think he's going to be really bad.
He's already really bad, dude.
He's been getting unlucky.
He's already really bad. What do you mean?
He's not DFA territory. That's just an overreaction.
How is that an overreaction?
You're not going to fucking DFA a guy 2 years into an 11-year deal. That's
I'm saying about how he's playing. I'm not saying they're going to do it.
Yeah.
Average 257. That's really not that low.
Dude,
he's actually been way above average.
Just for the ball scratchers that are listening right now, Derek is a big fan of the old-fashioned stats. Yeah. He's a big batting average guy.
Pablo Reyes hit 300 last year. That he's done.
And he got lucky.
We're going to talk about something I'm gonna miss Clay Holmes next year because I think a take that's pretty universally should be accepted around baseball is that bullpen is basically like paying a running back in football. You just don't do it.
Yeah.
You know, we look at the Astros, what they did with Hader. Look what the Red Sox did with Kenley. Not a good thing. You do not sign relievers. I mean, it's just not good business.
I mean, I don't know. It's tough. I think because Kenley, he's been like solid for us, and there is something to say about like having structure like that and having a guy. I think it does help define roles, and it does put a little bit of like confidence, but
I think maybe one guy, like as long as it's not a Hader-sized contract, maybe one guy that you sign to be your closer.
Yeah, but I mean,
that's what I'm,
if you're gonna sign a closer, you're gonna dish out money. I said, look at the Yankees. Like, I think we would all agree, being unbiased, that Clay Holmes has become the guy, right?
yeah.
That's fair to say. I would argue that the most important thing a team can do is building, for lack of a better term, a lab. Because with today's baseball and today's information, the most important thing you can do is get scouts that can identify pitchers that are either being underused or things they can tweak. That is the best business you can do. I mean, look what the Red Sox have done with the Bailey Lab. It's more, the best investment you can make is your structure, like you said. I mean, not structure on the field, but the structure of your org.
Yeah.
Like, teams that can do that save so much money. Like, the Yankees in the future will only rely on cheap bullpen guys, especially if they pay Soto. So they need to rely on that. And that, for me, I think Matt Blake and, you know, they hired a couple guys from Driveline. That is the best investment Hal Steinbrenner can make.
Well,
Same thing with the hitting aspect.
Well, what I'll say is that, like, we did get Bailey, and it's changed everything. But, like, we aren't just turning bums into really good players. Like,
I was trying to say mostly the bullpen.
Houck and Cutter, like, they've had clear talent. It's just Dave Bush had no idea what to do. And, like, he was negatively affecting them, not positively affecting them.
Yeah.
So it is important to get someone that knows how to get the best out of your pitchers. And then when it comes to the bullpen part of it, I mostly agree. But I think there is something to say about like having a closer, like I said, and then also not only just for the rest of your guys, but I think it does take a little something to be a closer, like mentally. Like, I don't think every guy is made out to be a closer.
I agree with that.
Like, if you find a guy that can handle the big moment and has the stuff, I think it can be worth it to pay him.
I just think with pitching just like Clay Holmes, I don't think I can dive into Clay Holmes territory. I mean, I'm sure he's going to be a good reliever.
You also get a little sketched out by Clay Holmes. It's not something that, like, he's not always clean with it.
I just feel like every pitcher you're going to see will scare you, especially as a closer, like you said, it's heightened. Tell me, there's definitely closers.
Edwin Diaz, I don't think you ever go into an Edwin Diaz appearance and be like, oh my God, I don't know how this is going to go.
Yeah, but their stats are
Holmes,
comparable.
Kenley, at this point, you go into each.
I mean, okay, we're not going to group Clay Holmes with Kenley Jansen, all right?
Okay,
Clay Holmes is
I mean,
so much closer. No, I don't know what you mean because Clay Holmes is literally Edwin Diaz. Look at their stats.
No, he's not. He's not Edwin Diaz. Okay, then give him that much money then.
No, I'm not going to. Okay. But what I'm saying is he's been that good.
No.
Maybe you'll get a deal.
No. You can't just say no with no stats and it's like not follow that up.
You're talking about this year only?
No, I'm talking about since he's been a Yankee. He's been unbelievable. It's been comparable to Diaz.
I would feel like I could find some tweets of yours about Clay Holmes.
Oh, I bet you could because I'm a fan. But I'm not getting paid by the org to make those decisions. I'm a fan. Of course I'm going to hate it when he walks a guy or hits someone. But he has been, objectively, one of the best closers in baseball. I think that's not even close to say. And I think the Yankees, when they re-signed Soto, will not only the brightest future in the AL, but maybe one of the best in all of baseball.
Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, that's an insane thing to say.
Tell me how that's.
Are you serious? Like,
If I'm talking about with the contingency of
your
signing
future?
Soto.
Okay.
So with Soto.
Okay, with Soto, what is your future? Go through it.
What is our future? Are you kidding me?
Go through it.
All right. So we got Soto,
Mm-hmm.
generational hitter, 25.
Yep.
Good for another
We don't
10.
even have to say that part.
Anthony Volpe, doesn't matter what you say, at the shortstop position is an asset. One of the best assets in baseball. I think that's a fair thing to say. If you disagree, it's because you're just being a hater. What else is out there?
That's Anthony Volpe.
What is the red at the
Talk
top?
about the North Pole.
What's his value? What's his values?
That red you were seeing was fielding.
Yeah, you're saying the same thing about Trevor Story. Oh, he's worth so much because of the base pass.
I'm not calling Trevor Story.
But Anthony Volpe's getting paid league minimum.
Okay, I'm not saying. I'm saying acting like he's like some staple of your team is a little much.
He will be. He will be a staple.
Okay.
I mean, if you're talking about what is his floor right now? His floor is a power hitting shortstop. I'm just talking strictly for power at the short.
His floor is a bad hitter with good defense.
Great defense. It's not good. It's great.
With great base run. Defense.
And great base run. It's very valuable at the shortstop.
Okay, so his floor is 2024 Trevor Story.
Well, he's gonna play more than 3 games. But anyway, going to the next point. Your son Dominguez going to be good.
Maybe.
Okay, I don't want to hear about your fucking future then, because
Okay, well, I'm also not. I'm not declaring the Red Sox future the best in the MLB. There's a difference.
I mean, the way to develop.
You're cutting
I'm
out.
going to Yankees' ability to develop talent, and that's.
You're cutting out a bit, man.
You don't want to get me. They don't hear the truth.
No, we can't hear the truth.
Yeah.
You think Cole's gonna opt out?
No, he'd be stupid too. I think the Yankees.
Homer just broke his record. He knows he can get more.
If he comes back fully healthy and looks dominant and he has no flare-ups, then sure, I could see him opting out. But if there's any hiccup in the rehab at all, rough start, he won't.
So far we have Soto. Don't need to talk about that. Anthony Volpe, mixed reviews. Let's leave it at that.
Well, it's just haters. I don't expect to get a fair take.
I don't expect. By the way, so
I don't expect to get a fair take from a Red Sox fan.
That's why I'm saying mixed reviews. All right. Yason, who has played, what'd you say, 9 games?
All I'm saying is think about this depth chart. It's not going to be completely filled out, but I'm saying you can have Dominguez in left, Jones in center, Soto right. You get Judge at DH, Austin Wells at catcher, Anthony Volpe. Now, if that's not a core, then I don't know what to tell you. If you think that's not a core, then you're crazy.
First of all, Spencer Jones hasn't even hit AAA yet.
Oh, that's where it's coming from you, because I know you spend half the time stroking it to Marcelo Meyer and Roman Anthony.
Okay,
and when you talk about them, they're predicted Hall of Famers.
Okay, even then, if you even want to go down that route, they're completely different prospects. Like the way they're ranked and looked at around the league is completely different. So even if you want to talk about that,
your son Dominguez is looked down in the league. Yeah, sure.
I'm not saying that, but he's
cool.
Lower ranked than both Anthony and Meyer.
I don't give a fart what they're ranked.
Okay. Dude, then what do you? That doesn't even make sense.
I'm just saying, because rankings, when they're so minuscule when it comes to differential, it does not matter.
Roman Anthony has some of the best metrics in the entire minor leagues, and he's 19. And that's not even a stretch. Baseball, I think it was Baseball America just released a story about it.
Your son Dominguez hit a home run off Hall of Famers last year.
Justin Verlander, who just got Tommy
Hall
John.
of Famer.
Or did he get Tommy John, or what was wrong with him?
No, he literally just twirled the gem today. So.
Or wait, no, he was. Was he coming back from Tommy John last year? Is that what it was? Yeah. So he got the guy that had just come back after a year and a half off. So that's
really.
Good.
I don't even know if that's true. Plus, it was towards the end of the year.
I know Verlander just got Tommy John.
And he was pitching. He was pitching good last year. And it was towards the end of the year. It wasn't like he was his first start coming back.
Okay. He's also like 58 years old. So
don't worry. It doesn't matter if he's pitching good.
And also, do you know how many players have hit home runs off Justin Verlander?
Oh.
I'm just saying, if you're going to count Yasson Dominguez as a future staple, then how am I not allowed to use the guys that are ranked ahead of him? And the underlying metrics support.
Well, I'm not saying that your guys are bums. All I'm saying is that the Yankee future, because of the established talent already in MLB, plus their prospects, is a better product than what you got.
One, I don't agree. But also, we're just talking about the Yankees right now anyways.
I'm talking about this future.
So I'll give you... Well, yeah, I'm talking the Yankees future. I'll give you Yasson. But for you to start
fine. You don't have to give me.
There, I mean, let's grow up.
Spencer Jones is one of the most requested commodities in trade talks, and that's not just been me making that up. That is true.
Dude,
maybe we'll trade him.
If he was 6'1", he wouldn't even be in the top 100. It's true. People think he's lefty Aaron Judge. That's why he's so loved by Yankees fans. He's lefty Aaron Judge.
Yeah, and if Mason Miller didn't throw 100, he'd be shit.
Okay, no, that's completely
sick
different.
Argument.
One is
argument, dude. Nice argument.
One is a direct product on the field. One is his height.
You just don't get it, do you?
Oh my! Oh, obviously no one gets it then. Because have you seen? Have you seen Spencer Jones' ranks? Have you seen his ranks?
Top 100.
Okay, I'm not saying he's not top 100. I'm saying he's not upper echelon.
Really? Because the Orioles sure thought, or not the Orioles, but the Brewers sure thought so.
Spencer Jones 2 home runs this year.
Hey, buddy, do me a favor and look up Ethan Salas's stats. Show it to the crowd.
Good thing he's not a 24 forever old Jones.
Well, he's 22, so I mean, it's just funny how the thing gets blown out of proportion.
Maybe in 4 years, Salas will be have more than 2 home runs.
Do you think in 4 years Bogarts will be a Padre?
Who?
Bogarts.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, condolences, because Tatis won't.
He will be until 2032, I think.
Tatis would be a great fit in Boston.
Maybe when he's 40.
I don't know. When the Padres have like 4 last place finishes in a row, I don't know. Or actually, they won't be in last place because they're.
I don't know if I'd trade Tatis for the entire Red Sox top 30.
Well, that says more about your knowledge than mine. So, we'll leave it at that.
If Spencer Jones was in 6'7", or Spencer Jones was 6'1", he wouldn't be top 100. Like, what a stupid thing to say.
Dude, that's what people love about him. He's lefty Aaron Judge. He's lefty Aaron Judge.
No. Can we get a TikTok short of that? Because every team that has asked for Spencer Jones knows that the potential is he's a 6'7" with plus speed, plus defense, plus power. His sprint speed's insane. His defense is insane. He's literally Cody Bellinger. That's his ceiling.
Yeah, nice.
That's his ceiling. I'm saying that's what his potential is. It's not Aaron Judge. I think it's Cody Bellinger. I think he's that type of player, or he will be. A guy that can play first, he can play center with plus defense, plus speed, with pop. I don't think he'll ever be a great hitter, but I think that's a very valuable player, especially if he sticks in center field.
So can I just start banking on Red Sox prospects to be what they're projected?
You already fucking do. No one's stopping you.
Dude,
The way you talk about them, they're already borderline Hall of Famers.
that's what you just called. You said he's literally Cody Bellinger in his prime.
No, I said his ceiling's Cody Bellinger, not in his prime.
And also,
I did not say his prime.
once again, they are different types of prospects. Ones are
Okay.
Some of these guys are top prospects, like top of the top. Spencer Jones is not top of the top. He's not even in the middle. Bottom half. Sorry. I don't make these lists.
what?
I just look at them.
Yeah, I know you look at them, and they all
I
range.
read 'em.
And
I
remember when Marcelo Merrick got drafted, he was like ranked 4th overall in all of baseball, and he's dropped every year since.
Oh man, he is all the way down to. Oh my god, turn that off.
I know. I'm just saying.
Like a
He's
mini.
still going.
He's all the way down to number 12. Woo!
He's still going down.
No, he just went up actually. He just got bumped
Top
up in
10?
the latest rankings.
Top 10?
No, he's at 12. He was at 14.
Oh, that's weird because he used to be 4.
No, he was 8th.
Oh no, I don't think so.
Yes.
When he first got drafted.
So
I guess we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, if we're just going off like what their projections are, like their ceilings. I mean, he's Corey Seager mixed with Brandon Crawford's defense. That's what they say about his ceiling. So if you just want to name guys' ceilings and just
Maybe we need a whole episode about prospects.
yeah, we could.
Salas is literally Yogi Berra. Snelling is literally Blake Snell.
Well, I mean, as soon as the Padres trade him, they probably will be.
We'll see. I think
Because everyone you guys trade away are usually good.
I think we need to lie to Preller, tell him his job is like completely safe, so that he doesn't make any
or you
pull
could
the
just
trigger
fire
moves.
him.
I don't know if they will.
that works
Like,
too.
you could just do that.
Yeah. Well, in the meantime, like we're not going to fire him before the All-Star break, so in the meantime, tell him it's completely safe.
That's actually the worst time to do it is after the All-Star break because you don't want him making decisions that affect your guys' future.
Well, I think it depends on
Because if you guys are
how
middling,
good we actually end up doing this.
if you guys are middling and like on the edge of maybe in the wild card hunt or just right outside it, he might do something stupid.
That's why we got to tell him. Like,
No, that's why you
it's
just
fine if
fire
he's a
him
player,
and get him off
and then
your
just fire
team.
him if he does.
And fire him if he does ruin your franchise. Wow, that'll help. I
Well,
mean,
we gotta pretend that his job is good, so that he doesn't trade anyone at the deadline.
do
And
you realize
then
how bad it is that you have to play mental gymnastics for this guy?
That sounds like a make-a-wish.
I do like active GMs. Like, if we get rid of him, I hope we don't get a guy who just prospect hugs and never does anything. But yeah, he needs to.
For you guys, prospect hugging would be the best thing.
Maybe. I mean, I don't think the Arias deal will be bad with a head.
If you guys don't make the playoffs and he leaves, it's automatically bad. Or I guess maybe not automatically bad, but the best you can possibly get if the prospects turn into absolutely nothing is like a even trade. Like the point is, the Padres, if they're gonna keep making these trades, you need to keep players. Like you need to start keeping the guys you trade for. You can't just trade them to another team for nothing a year later, or just let them walk.
Yeah,
they got
I feel like Arias could be a good old man hitter.
Well,
maybe we'll keep him.
They should probably extend him. That's someone you actually extend, not Jake Cronenworth.
Cronenworth's been great
For 2 months.
So if Xander's terrible for 2 months, he's terrible. But if Cronenworth's great for 2 months, he's not great.
Bogarts has been declining for 3 straight years. So, a little
I'm
different.
gonna defend the Padres a little bit.
12 mil. It's really not that much.
It's not
Yeah, but
about
it's just not
it being that much.
necessary.
It was just like there was no point.
Oh, we got a text from a viewer asking to be a co-host. Not a co-host, but maybe a guest in future episodes. He's a Yankee fan. Unfortunately, was not able to make it today. He was dealing with some, moms. But we're always open to calls. So bang the line. We'll put it in our TikTok and our Twitter. A line to call. Unless we have any parting thoughts, I think we covered a lot of good ground today.
Absolutely.
It was a good second episode. Unfortunately, we hope to see Luke in the third. Definitely would like to hear his thoughts on a lot of the Padre issues of the day. But unless any of my two co-hosts have anything else to say, anyone?
You've now been between two balls.
Yeah. No, it was a good episode today. Don't think the Yankees have the brightest future in the AL, even with Soto, or the league with Soto. So, ended on that.
If we get Juan Soto, it doesn't really matter. Let's figure it out later. But this has been a Between Two Balls podcast. Any likeness or media cannot be redisseminated unless with the written consent of the Two Balls Corporation. And we'll catch you later.
Deuces.